Hello, kia ora. Time for your Bachelorette New Zealand recap. I'm Mama C. Hope everybody's staying in their bubble, keeping busy. I'm still feeling pretty lethargic. I can still have the headache. My eyes are still hurting. The sore throat. The mild fever. Well, as far as I can tell from my chills and the meat thermometer that we had available for us to use, because there's not a thermometer to be found in New Zealand, apparently. So, yeah, so that's what we had to use. So, I don't know. Hopefully I'm going to get tested, but last time I rang, it was like 70 people ahead of me. So, yeah, I don't know when that's going to happen. So, we'll see. But anyway, hope everybody's doing well. Let's get on with the recap. All right, well, last time on The Bachelorette, we were left with Quinn and Richie being visibly upset, waiting for Lily's last rose after she gave her first one to Jissy. And I was devastated because it should have been Quinn and Richie as Lily's final two. But, yeah. Well, tonight we find out who Lily's final rose goes to and see final visits with the ladies' families. We start back where we left off, waiting for Lily's last rose. She worries about making the wrong decision. She's visibly stressed. Yeah, girl, you did. You made the wrong choice when you picked Jissy first. Oh, God, I was just dying. She then chooses Richie, and she's crying at this point. I'm dying because Quinn was my favorite, but it's okay, Quinn, dear. I've got a gorgeous girl just for you. It's my beautiful daughter. I think we can make this work.
You'll be in trouble.
Alright, so Quinn says his goodbyes. He wishes her the best because, he's a stand-up guy and my future son-in-law. So, the final four then hug it out. Next day, Richie is off to Wellington to meet up with Lily. Richie gives her a necklace that he commissioned to remember their skydiving date. Lily's family is a bit of fun. Richie meets her family. Lily's mom asks if he is married, has any children, if he's tidy. She just starts ticking off this list. Richie, so he gets through the questions and all that. And that's for like her parents and some friends of hers. Mom tells Lily that, she thinks he seems quite genuine. Lily passes on the info regarding the tension between Jissy and Richie. Yeah, that whole business. I'm like, oh, girl, you should have let me just be your yenta. I could have just saved you from all this drama. Anyway, so Richie asks advice from Lily's friend. Excuse me. He doesn't really get advice, just statements, but the day went well. Aaron is off to meet Lesina's family. Aaron is hoping to put his best foot forward. Aaron gives his mom some flowers. Her parents ask him if he has any Caribbean in him. He says he'd probably be a better dancer if he did. All right, poor joke aside, it seemed to fall flat with her mom. She said it was a stereotype. They ask about Aaron's past girlfriends, why they broke up. He said he wasn't getting what he needed. Lesina's mom asked what he wasn't getting in the past. I mean, she's basically a badger at this point. It's like, just just like hammer and hum those questions. And it comes off as a bit terse. Yeah. Her dad, though, he seems like a really relaxed bloke, though. Yeah. Lesina and her mom have a back and forth conversation. At first I thought it was going to be like long and draining because it was like, well, what do you think? Well, what do you think? Well, what do you think? And I'm like, I'll tell you what I think. Move on. So then she ends up talking to her dad. He says he has an affinity with Aaron because, they're both teachers, which, she kind of figured that in the beginning anyway, right? And her dad has a great calming effect, and he's got one of those great voices that's just very relaxed and calming, and you could hear him doing a nice narration of something. Yeah, I thought he's got a great voice. I love voices, though. That's me. So we see Lesina pondering, then talking more family. They said, you don't have to marry either one of them. It's the choice, to be made is to continue dating one of them. We see a montage then. Aaron and Lesina then hug and kiss. Later, Aaron is buzzing from his date. Logan is feeling a bit vulnerable. Next day, Logan goes to Lesina's family. He gives prizzies. We hear Logan tell for each lesson he has had in life, he has a different tattoo. And her mom says, you've had a lot of lessons. They talk music, and then her mom tries to recruit him into her steel band, which, he seems keen. The mom seems to like him a lot more over Aaron, at least because the effect with Aaron, it seemed like she was just like hammering with these questions, but with Logan, it seemed like everybody was laughing and having a great time, and it seemed to go very smoothly. So Lesina's dad says regarding Logan, he seems genuine and asks her what is in her heart. She says he's very thoughtful. Later after the day, they kiss and embrace. Jesse's up next to meet Lily's family. Now this is hard for me because it shouldn't be Jesse in the first place. Lily's mom asks him about family. Then Jesse sticks his foot into his mouth by saying his parents are older too. Yeah, not winning points there. But then they end up having a good time laughing and joking. Lily's mom tells us that Lily is untidy, and her dad says he's tired of her crashing his cars. Jesse seems confident, but yeah, I don't think there's a spark there, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. I'm just jaded, so don't listen to me. So then they show us Lesina reflecting on this whole journey. Aaron was her first date, and he is with her now at the pointy end. Aaron and Lesina meet up for their last date, Waitomo Caves, to go see glowworms. They have a cave tour, which, by the way, very cool. We did that a couple years ago. Yeah, and yeah, it's a good trip. Yeah, so it's a nice thing to do, especially if you have people coming to visit you from other countries. It's a good place to take them, which is what we did. Anyway, so things seem to be going well. There's banter, there's laughter. Lesina says she's attracted to Aaron, and they get on well. Aaron talks about Lesina and then professes his love for her in an aside to us. He says they still have a lot to learn about each other, but he's obviously keen to start a real relationship on the outside. They meet for a glamping date. Lesina's getting ready for a date, and she's crying because she says she doesn't want to have a conversation that she isn't ready to have. Well, then she's asked by a producer, well, what conversation is that? She says that this might not go anywhere. Well, I think everyone knows that, but I think she's overthinking it all. She says in a perfect world, she wants us to go somewhere. I don't know, but I think she's just totally overthinking it. It's not like she has to marry anybody. It's just you can continue dating and see if it works. No one's going to, be upset with you if you just keep dating for a while because you need to see if it's going to work. She doesn't know what to do. She has liked him from the beginning, but she has doubts of long term. We see Lesina do a lot of staring this episode. She's obviously pondering at this point, I guess. I don't know. Aaron asks how she's feeling. She stays confused, more silent. He reaches out to caress her while he waits for her to speak. She says she will tell him how she is feeling. She hedges a lot. She doesn't know if she can see a long-term future. Why she is trying to decide long-term after just a few weeks, again, I don't know. This seems weird to me. He seems blindsided, hates being vulnerable, which is understandable. He's literally shaking, and he says he can see it working between them. This journey has been special, and he said it's crazy how she has impacted him, and he loves her either way. He will take something with him regardless of how this shakes out in the end for him. And he says, I will be there till you tell me you don't want me. So Aaron tells her he is worried because this is potentially it, Lesina says she needed to hear what he had to say. He says he feels helpless, and he kind of wanted to cuddle. He says, what do we do from here? She says to herself, what are my reservations? She thinks he's attractive. She's like from the beginning. Says, well, we can stay here tonight if we want. He says time is a valuable thing. She agrees, and she says she's excited to spend time together without the pressure. She wasn't going to spend the night, but did anyway because they needed the time. Now, I'm glad they decided to stay because otherwise they would have wasted the $410 plus GST a night on the, what was that, like a yurt or just a big tent, eh?
It's a glamping tent.
It's like a glamping tent. So I'm glad they took advantage of it. Next day, Lesina meets Logan for their last date. He brings her a Prezi. He gives her a sweet card and opens the Prezi. It's rollerblades, reminding them of their date where they had the rollerblading date. He said those are for her, and if they stay together, then he will buy himself a pair, which I thought was cute. They hop in a beautiful classic car and head to McCullum residence. They spend the day paddleboarding, which is a laugh, but it would be so for me too. I would be falling off that thing constantly. Logan says he thought he never would have fallen in love, but here he is. They got served some Cleveland oysters. They have a chat. They talk about love, different kinds of love. They both hope for the one. It gets pretty deep. She then says, you know, you're such a nice guy, Logan. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, here we go. She then says, I can't fault you as a person, but Then we go to ad break, as they do. But when they come back, you see Lesina saying that he would be the best boyfriend. She says, you feel chemistry, and I held on to that, hoping that the chemistry would come for her. She says that is why you are here in the top 2. He's very mature about it. I mean, just broke up with him is what it was. But of course he takes it like a man, because I mean, he's a good guy. Logan's a heck of a guy, and he's mature, he's romantic. Yeah, I mean, he says a lot of really lovely things. Oh God, he says he's glad for her honesty, and says you can't force, you know, that kind of stuff like chemistry and things. You can tell he is broken up about it. Oh, I'm so sorry, Logan. I just love him to pieces, and I think he's such a great guy. And he says, I'll see you later. Maybe. And he gives her a little crooked smile. Oh, I know. Later he says he didn't want her to see him hurt because he just wants her to be happy. Oh my God, this guy is too good. Ugh. Oh, Logan, you're such a cutie. You poor bloke. Oh, she said she didn't want to drag things out and make him wait till the final rose ceremony. Well, fair enough, because, I mean, it's already been long enough, these poor guys. So Lesina says she needs one final chat with Aaron. Aaron says he is 100% ready to commit at this point. Lesina says she knows what she needs to do next. Well, that's where they end. And then tomorrow night, Lily's fantasy dates, the final rose ceremony. No word yet on a reunion, but if I hear anything, I'll let you know. But they have a tendency to not keep us informed of things or just pop things up. So if they pop something up, I'll let you know. So join us again tomorrow night for the Bachelorette New Zealand recap. I'm Mama C. Have a great day wherever you're quarantined.